So here's my review of Ford versus Ferrari. I'm really not gonna focus on the historical accuracy of the movie or the detail, the minutiae of the movie. This is a good movie because it strikes a balance for the hardcore racing fan and also the average fan, someone who just wants to see, who has never watched racing or does not really is a casual racing fan who just wants to watch it for the entertainment value of it. So the movie does a good job of striking that balance, that fine balance. So obviously with the resources involved, so they made sure that it appealed to as broad a group as possible, and they have that balance well done. So off the bat, Ken Miles is the central figure in the movie. So they made it a point to set him as the main figure. So in my other video, I mentioned how Ken Miles is a forgotten legend of Ford's Ford GT program. And in this movie, they sent out the central figure to really recognize him. So this is a good gesture. They did not focus on any of his other teammates, his legendary teammates. So this movie shows the reason that led to him kind of being forgotten, and that's because at the time the Ford management really did not like him. Pretty much simple as that. But it seems that they realized that over time, as the years passed, that this is somebody that needs to recognize. So then when they made this movie, they made it a point to put him as a central figure. And off the bat, it shows you the human relations in racing. It's not just about going to win. There's a human component, just like any other workplace. So Ken Miles was somebody that felt he would do what he wanted, would say what he wanted. He was a little bit rough around the edges. And also by this time in racing, you need someone, especially for a big organization, they need to make sure what the type of thinking filters all the way down to the bottom. So this is something Ford, as a big company, this is something they really wanted to make sure of. So that's why they do show us in the movies that he's as good as anyone. So he goes in his first race we see in the movie. He goes against Dan Gurney. So Dan Gurney, if you don't know about him, and is someone who's done it all in racing. He knows about racing. He even has the racing parts today named after him. So there's a Gurney flap and a few other things. So Ken Miles runs a race where Dan Gurney is and beats Dan Gurney. So pretty much that shows us that he's as good as his come. He's the best. He can beat the best. So his skills are unmatched. So or up to par with the best. So you have to imagine that him racing against Dan Gurney. Dan Gurney's car must be very well prepared, very well tricked out. But Ken Miles built a racing car, and still beat Dan Gurney. So that's how good he also was. But he has this temper that leaves him, that makes it so that other big teams do not want to hire him. So hence that's why he's struggling, and eventually that's why he almost became forgotten. The movie attracts a casual movie fan with its A-list acting. Christian Bale and Matt Damon, those are A-list actors. Christian Bale was also played Batman, and Matt Damon has countless movies out there. So those are A-list actors. He has some humor, emotions, a little bit of everything. So, but if a racing fan, you will be drawn in by the humor and the emotion, and eventually after this movie, you might want to catch up on some racing. So it does that to you. For the hardcore racing fan, it shows some historical detail. You'll see Sebring, you'll see Le Mans, Daytona, especially in Daytona, you see the banking. When the cars come off the banking, they show you a noticeable camber difference in shift, which you don't actually see in actual when you actually watch onboard footage of race car, the actual Daytona racing. But the movie shows that. And also at Le Mans, you see the difference in the pit lane. Even at Daytona, you see the difference in pit lane time. It shows that the pit lane makes a big difference, a huge difference in winning. The speed of the pit lane. During pit changes, it was casual. It was casual atmosphere. But if you watch the races now, you see how how things have evolved over 50 years. Now it's measured in seconds. So a pit lane change taking over a minute is like a catastrophe these days. Back then, it was casual. It was very casual. And the Le Mans pit lane itself has evolved dramatically. So that movie shows that it's a little bit of a there's a historical time capsule. So it shows you a lot of historical things. And obviously the Le Mans Trade, the Donald Bridge was there at the time. So I didn't even know that it was there 50 years ago. So overall, this is a well-made movie, and it succeeds because it strikes that fine balance between attracting the the hardcore racing fan, somebody who's been watching this type of sports car racing for years, and who knows a lot of details, and somebody who has never watched a single race and who just wanted to watch a movie to see something different. So strike that balance. So it can appeal to both sides. So I think that's why this movie mainly succeeds. So it has A-list acting, well done, well written, and well directed. So great movie. Overall, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10. So it's a very good movie, and yeah, very entertaining. And after watching this movie, you will want to catch on some racing to see some of the difference. I'm not sure if you might be able to catch a whole 24 hours or even 6 hour race or 12 hour race, but yeah, but you might want to catch maybe the first hour or 2 hours. So enjoy the movie, and I certainly enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.